What up? Peace to the gods, peace to the earth, peace to all the righteous families of the planet Earth. And that's the animal families, the aquarium families, all the right. That's the insect families that don't invade your home. You know what I'm talking about? Peace to every living thing. Peace to the universe, peace to the trees. Just peace, right? This your man King Lou is Allah. Coming on this understanding Cypher day. Now I'm talking about peace of the insect. I seen a fly flying around and I'm about to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's on the inside, right? But yeah, peace to and so peace to everybody. We strive to practice peace and be about peace in the nation of gods and earths. Today is the 30th, 30 of May. We coming to the end of May, the 5th month. We about to get into June, the 6th month of the calendar year. But today is the 30th, and they say, "What's today's math, God?" What's the math for the day, God? Well, the math of the day, as I understand it, is understanding Cypher, right? Now I told you in supreme mathematics in the nation of gods and earths, we practice supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet plus the 120 plus the 12 joules. And they and so they all degrees, right? And so if you add 56 plus 20 plus 120, 26 plus 10, 36, plus 120 is 156. So that's 156 degrees plus 12 joules, right? So that's how we talk in degrees. So 3 in supreme mathematics would be what's the 3rd degree, or what's the understanding degree, or what's the understanding degree in supreme mathematics, or what's the understanding degree in the 1 to 40, or what's the understanding degree in solar facts, right? And that just simply means 3. 3 is understanding. The answer key or learning key of everything in knowledge of self is supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet, right? And so we always talk from in numbers and definitions from supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet. So today is the 30th. 30th means understanding Cypher, right? Understanding Cypher. So to further break that down means understanding your Cypher, understanding your network, your group of gods and earths, kinfolk, fam, friends, co-workers, people that you build with is your Cypher. See what I'm saying? Your friends, your family, your closest confidants, people, that y'all on the same page in life, right? 30, because in supreme mathematics, 0 is Cypher. You go knowledge to Cypher. That's knowledge is 1, wisdom is 2, understanding is 3, culture freedom is 4, power refinement is 5, equality is 6, God or lie is 7, build or destroy is 8, born is 9, 0 is Cypher. It's 1 to 0. Knowledge to Cypher. Knowledge is 1, remember. So So 30 the 30th, and so we only add on in next to God's earth, so we add and so if the number is, for example, if the number is 180 or or 156, we'll break that back down to 1 plus 5 plus 6, come back to a meaning of 156 in supreme mathematics. So that's 6 plus 6 is 12. And then so we break the and so we can build on 12, which is the 12th degree in the whole 120 lessons, which starts in the 1 to 4. That's the wisdom degree in the 1 to 14. And or we go to the 12 in supreme alphabet, right? A B C D E F G H I J K L, which is L, which is live right or love hell, right? L means live right or love hell or live right. Any which way you choose it, it's the same thing. Live right or love hell or live right. It's or, not and. It's or. It's love. You either gonna love hell, or you're gonna live right. That's L, and so that's 12. And so we break that down further. We go 1 plus 2. We just break up 12. It's 1 plus 2. It's back to understanding, right? So this is how supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet work with each other and the whole 120, right? So yeah, so so we in the May. We got Memorial Day coming up. Salute to all the soldiers, that was in and out the military. That was held us down in the streets, in life, and in the actual government military. Salute, right? Yeah. So it's understanding Cypher, right? And then Cypher can be, built upon everything in your world. Can be considered, you know, Cypher. Cypher is a completion of knowledge. Cypher is the completion of knowledge. 360 degrees is born. When you and your cipher get together, you manifest. You bring it. You're supposed to bring into existence. Means to manifest something. Means to bring into existence. Means to really make real. Right. And so that's what I'm gonna talk about today. I'm gonna talk about the Bloods and the Crips abroad in California, and the so-called Bloods and Crips that's in Detroit, right? Um, I come across this YouTube video. Can't say who is. I've been in the rap game, you know, officially in '93 when I recorded my first song, '93. And so since I ain't mainstream, I guess I'm considered underground. And I've been doing other things. Why I didn't do what I wanted to do in the rap game. It was lack of my knowledge and haters and the lack of their knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Which destroyed. We didn't build. Jealousy destroyed. Right. And I believe, I was thinking positive. I believe that us building, would have destroyed the jealousy and animosity that everybody had towards me and others. They like, even hate themselves. They hate. I was running with dudes that hated their brothers. So if you hate your brothers, you ain't got no love for me. But I've been in the game and in the streets for a long time. In and out. But you can ask anybody in hip hop. I'm a hip hop head, fanatic, entrepreneur, artist. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you ask anybody about Lil motherfucking Dog, you know, L Dog the Don, I just been, you know, doing me and not because, I don't it's rare to find people that's like minded as me that wanna stay independent. See what I'm saying? That wanna build and that wanna take my money out my pocket and build and put my money with your money and build, independently. And then if we sought out by a bigger company and the deal is cool and we sit down, we can, it ain't for a long period of time and we gonna, come out ahead, then, we share the wealth. Brothers was never on that level. And so I don't know what they, I always been on that level. When you got friends that you building with, and your partners, you supposed to always think 50-50. I don't know what people was thinking. Or, you supposed to see yourself, you know, see the pot of gold at the end and know your fair percentage of that. See what I'm saying? But brothers, but I don't know what haters. I don't know what people was thinking, man. But I always been about building and independence and positivity. Cause man, and so I must have uh must have shook brothers or threw brothers for a loop because I changed my hustle. I was, I always stayed in school. My parents stressed school to me. They stressed college. They didn't pay for it, but they stressed that I need to get up in there. So they always stressed school. So no matter what I did, I always went to school. I mean, I was, doing things out in the street at 18, 19 and then go to Wayne State. You know what I'm saying? I was walking around. So, I always been in the street. So you can ask people my age, a little older, a little younger. So and so but I'm gonna talk about the Bloods and the Crips, and I'm not calling you out. I want you to step up and change your game. You know what I'm talking about? Um, yeah, but I seen this YouTube video, and it was about two of the newest, latest rappers in the D got a beef. And like I heard these dudes, and I like their music. It's Sada Baby and 42 Dugg. Sada Baby versus 42 Dugg, right? Now, and so Sada Baby claimed blood, 42 Dugg claimed Crip, right? And so, it's then, it's disturbing, right? That they beefing in the first place and they beefing, from from a color gang perspective, from a California gang perspective in Detroit. They probably too young to know the history of Detroit and Bloods and Crips. See what I'm saying? I was watching one of them gang history documentaries, and and so they was talking about California gangs, and then they got to Oakland, and Blood and Crippin started in 1969, right? Stanley Tookie Williams started the Crips with somebody else, and Raymond Washington started the Bloods in 1969. And it started because I think some Bloods beat up some Crips, or some Crips beat up some Bloods real bad. And they started just to protect themselves from each other, from other black men, right? It's crazy. And this in California, Los Angeles or Inglewood, right? Somewhere in California, Blood and Crippin started in 1969, right? And so it grew like internationally. Bloods and Crips all over the world. People that claim Bloods and Crips all over the world, right? So I ain't dissing Bloods and Crips. Y'all too deep. I ain't dissing. I don't gangbang. Um, but yeah. I just want to share with them, some history about gang banging. And so started in California, 1969, and the documentary, I can't remember, man, but the documentary got to Oakland and was saying how Crips and Bloods in the 70s and 80s did not form a set in Oakland, you know, because the street dudes, which was probably the Panthers, didn't play that, right? And so they said the Crips started trying to be like the Panthers in the first place, right? So they didn't allow gang banging a set tripping in Oakland. But the rest of California, they form sets and crews and cliques and get the gang banging about their neighborhood or whatever. And Detroit was the same way. See, back when the Motown Mafia, you can find them on YouTube. Now you got Courtney Brown Jr., Eddie Jackson Jr., that can fill you in. They fathers were kingpins. Their father was and big time dudes, and they was affiliated with YBI, Young Boys Incorporated, and Maserati Rick Mozzie, and 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 another dude named uh, Demetrius Holloway, right? Holloway, right? And they was big time dope men, right? That made millions in the city of D. And but Ed Jackson Jr. father and Courtney Brown Jr. father, Courtney Brown Sr., was before them, YBI, Maserati, and everybody. And so, it like transcended on down. And it was no gang banging. It was gangs in Detroit, but it was street gangs. It was the Finkel boys, was Puritan Avenue boys. It was 6 Mile, 7 Mile, 8 Mile, Sconies, Pony Down. L Prophet got a documentary on Pony Down, right? It was Pony Down, Young Boys Incorporated, uh, the 12th Street Boy, LA 6 Mile, 7 Mile, BK Killers. It was Linwood, Dexter Avenue, but it was a bunch of, but we never took on a color. They never claimed Crip or Blood. Never claimed 7 Mile Blood, 6 Mile Crip, none of that. That's ridiculous. That don't belong, in my opinion, that don't belong in Detroit. And I was kind of disappointed when TrickTrick joined the Crips. I thought Goon Squad was strong enough. They was, they was running Trick Daddy off the stage. See what I'm saying? People think TrickTrick was hating, but he shared that story on a beef video on the street, on a Detroit street DVD video. How Trick Daddy, peace to Trick Daddy. It's all good now, but Trick Daddy tried some shady stuff down in Miami when Trick Daddy was in Miami back in the '90s, I think, to early 2000 when this happened. And TrickTrick said, Detroit TrickTrick said he tried to. It felt like he was setting them up. He told them to follow him in this, and so they followed him. And Trick said Trick Daddy did a series of lefts and rights, and they was in a dark cornfield and wanted to say where they was going, and I guess it got shady, right? And TrickTrick ain't appreciate that. And so when Trick Daddy come up here, he just let him know how he felt about it, man. But from what I done heard, it's all good now, right? But and so, TrickTrick, joining the Crips, I was disappointed, man. I think Goon Squad was real. Now I don't know what happened with his clique. If they were still together, they fell out. I don't know what Trick had to do what he had to do. Trick a street brother, right? And so, yeah, man, I was in the I was in the club, putting down Deep Six and the Outcast. I was putting down Deep Six. He remember this. Me and my partner, who a hater, we supposed to, just do a little freestyle, a little talent show, a little showcase, and TrickTrick. He didn't want my partner didn't want to do it. TrickTrick was in there that night. This 93, 94. And TrickTrick got on stage and done his thing. So yeah, man. So I go back with TrickTrick, I can say, right. And so yeah, man, I was like, wow, that's deep, man. But TrickTrick, explained it as he taking cripping to mean community, revolution, and progress, right? And that was the original movement of Crippin: community, revolution, and progress. CRIP. Now, I just told you how they took from the Panthers, with the whole revolutionary spirit, right, of togetherness, organization, and protecting the neighborhood and the residents, right? And so that's what he claiming now. That's his right, man. Um, but yeah, man. So Crippin, even 2000s, don't belong here, and so the Bloods, right? Bloods found 69. Blood, the original meaning of blood gang was brotherly love overrides destruction, right? Brotherly love overcomes and overrides destruction. Brotherly love overrides destruction. Crippin: community, revolution, in progress, right? That's the upliftment and empowerment of your neighborhood, keeping it, sustaining your neighborhood where it'll be a place you want to live, a place you can be proud of. That means checking your neighbors about their trash, lawn, grass, storefronts that ain't keeping their storefront clean. You see what I'm saying? Cutting down the violence in the streets. See, blood, brotherly love, BL overcomes, overrides destruction. That's blood. That's an acronym. The blood is an acronym for brotherly love overcomes, overrides destruction. Now, how this got away from the original meaning of blood and crip? They say through crime, right? Through the violence, through the gang banging. It got away from the original intent of blood and cripping, right? And law enforcement today, FBI, everybody, California police, federal government classifies Bloods and Crips gang banging as a subculture, right? It's a subculture because of the crime. If you look up Blood and Crip on the internet, it'll tell you. They classified it as a gang subculture because of the crime they do: armed robbery, murder, drug dealing, carjacking. All them things is a subculture. They abnormal for society, right? And and so 42 Dugg, his story out there. He from 6 Miles. He's 6 Mile. I grew up out West McNichols. People say what that deep six really mean. Well, in the beginning in '93 when we formed it, it just meant, we like the word deep, and we was from 6 Mile, but we wasn't saying we the street gang 6 Mile. That's what, that's our hood, right? But as we grew, and people looking for 6 members and all that, it was just me and him rapping. But other people could have joined. I didn't have no problem with nobody rapping with us, man. But the dude I was rapping with, he jealous of his own brothers, own cousins. He didn't see them, getting a verse or feature. It was, he just it. And so as I reflect on these, I'm like, right? So that kind of jealousy destroyed the movement, right? But six in supreme mathematics is equality, right? My understanding plus your understanding, we get, we are equal, right? And so that means deep six means, you got the two men on the two black men on the cover, and they about to explode. Um, mean that I want what I want for myself. I want for my brother. And that philosophy isn't new. That philosophy comes all the way back from, I believe, Marcus Garvey, and in Africa, warriorism, and was taken by the NOI, the FOI, and African Freemasons. What I want for myself, I want for my brother. That's two black men ready to explode. Deep six, right? My understanding plus your understanding. And so, you know, uh, and so 4-2 is culture freedom plus wisdom. It's six, right? I think that's what I don't know if 42 Dugg, trying to wake up, man, but and he from, he did a little crime as a young dude, and but now he, that's a supreme mathematics bill. His name 42 Dugg. He claiming 6 Mile. That's equality, but he get 42 culture freedom. Culture freedom is the freedom to practice your belief, your culture, live out your culture, what you want to do, how you want to live without conflict. That's the freedom without conflict, right? And so, them gang banging, is a bad culture, and it ain't gonna yield freedom. It's gonna yield beef ain't freedom. Cause you gon' it beef and conflict ain't life or freedom. Cause you could, you know, lose your life and or go to jail, and that's not freedom. And that's not so that's why they classify gang banging as a subculture, right? And plus, back then, Mary Coleman Young ain't play that. He had a, Gang Squad was tough. And it's like, today's Gang Squad ain't hip to Bloods and Crips really don't belong in Detroit. It's school crap Bloods. That's crazy. I mean, if y'all was school crap gang, that's okay. But, to call yourself something from California and would be, and so I was telling Chief Craig, he about to retire a couple days, that all these dudes that claim Crip and Blood, he need to put them on a bus and drive them to the neighborhood that says it's okay for them to claim Crip or Blood. Because from what I understand, you got activists and gang members like Big U trying to do away with that violence and gang mentality. But I don't know if it was taken. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if brothers was taken to that, man. I'm like, man, y'all killing each other over color. It's like, they automatically go to somebody of Blood or Crip when they see a black person in red or blue. That's crazy. You've been programmed to attack a black person if they in red or blue more so than any other ethnic group. You wouldn't be if you seen a Mexican, a Spanish, a Puerto Rican in red or blue, your first thought not gonna be Blood, but if you see a Crip, but if you see a black person, California anywhere, your first thought gonna be he Blood or Crip. And so now now you have been programmed, mentally programmed, brainwashed to believe a black person in a red clothing or blue clothing is your opposition, your enemy, or a gang member or a gang banger. That's ridiculous. That's and it's really counterproductive to having a life. See what I'm saying? Like I heard Pimp C say, "Red turn heads," and that's and I ain't never like wearing, never like wearing red. So, but I went to Tuskegee 1990 with and I met some Bloods and Crips from LA. They was straight up Bloods and Crips, gang banging, and they would hang out together then. But they get drunk and high, and they get to wrestling and throwing blow, then they back cool again. But yeah, they share with me, how to say fuck Crip or fuck Blood and all this other stuff, and how to break somebody's set and all that stuff. So, man, I've been hip, man, and people throwing a 120 Raymond Avenue Crip Club, you know what I'm saying? So, I've been hip to, gang banging, since then. I got a real world experience from the homies from LA that I met in Tuskegee, and they put me up on game, right? And so, man, yeah, and so gang banging, color gang bang, color code, color sets was never supposed to take hold in the D, man. That's ridiculous, man. Gang banging, Crippin' and Blood and don't belong here, man. And it's gonna take an OG to tell you. I ain't claiming OG. I'm just saying, y'all like, like I think Scarface said, claiming somebody else's hood, not gangster. See what I'm saying? And so this why Tupac got shot up. Tupac, Fagavelli, right? Now, I can speak on Fagavelli this way. I've been around. For real. You can ask Outlaws. I can speak about him this way. Or his half sister, you know. But yeah, man, he got shot. right? People think it's a conspiracy. It was fake beef, and because his drama happened so fast that it ain't funny, right? He convicted of rape, which he did, right? And the story goes, he didn't like jail no more. They say it's an article out there. They say he was being harassed by the guards. They would put their gloves on and do a intensive anal cavity search that he did not like. And then they would tease him afterwards uh and wave the gloves at him, every time he got a visitor or something, or had to come back through that process. Right. But he got convicted of the rape, and he had a trial by a judge, and he had a black female lawyer, and he got convicted of the rape. It's true. It's true. And so, but his drama happened so fast. He and how you and I'm very disappointed in Tupac for raping a young woman and lying about it. But he was able to. They say he had somebody contact Suge for him, talk to Suge. Suge worked some magic, got a 2 million, got a lawyer on it. They filed an appeal, and he got out on an appeal and an appeal bond, right, for $1 million or $2 million, which enabled him to get on the plane, go straight to death row after they. And so this Reggie Wright, former interim death row CEO, childhood friend of Suge, high school friend of Suge, was with Suge when they picked him up from the jail. I think we say Rikers, got on the plane, went right back to California. He recorded all them things. And so, during this rape trial, he got shot in the studio. He was out on bond or something, and he got shot. And don't nobody know don't nobody know why he got shot. But, he got shot. And then so he in California, they go to the Tyson fight, and some of Death Row Security is blood members. They Pyru. Now they say Pyru was the first blood gang formed. That's what they say. I don't know if that research accurate or not. Because I heard Inglewood was the first place where the Bloods was formed. I don't know. You understand? I'm just going by what the research say. Uh, yeah. So his drama happened so fast. So he gets shot in '94 and in '96, and so I don't know how long he did in jail. Then he get out of jail. 95 or 96, and he in Las Vegas, and Death Row had Bloods, was Pyru, Mob, was Bloods, his security. And I don't know, I guess and so they at the casino at the Mike Tyson fight, and they say Tupac took it upon himself to jump on the Crip brother that he jumped on, Baby Lane. You know, he took it upon himself to do. He ran up on dude by himself. Now the movie say everybody said Tupac, hold up, wait up, man. Well, hold up, don't do that. And he ran up on Baby Lane, and they say he was talking gang stuff like what set you from this mob, this Pyru, whatever. Woo 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 woo. And people close to Baby Lane say that Baby Lane would have gave him a pass if he would have been saying he know this death row and you shouldn't fuck with death row, but they say Tupac was claiming blood. He was saying blood things, right? And everybody that knew Baby Lane was in the street for real. He claimed the Crip, he was a Crip soldier for real. And they say the story goes that they drove around looking for Tupac that night, and when them Crips caught him, they got the dumping on his ass. They showed him what that Crip like. But what I'm saying that this how when brothers get misinformed about something, and things take on a life of of their own. See, I was hesitant to put out red and blue of these things. Cause I got feedback because I put out testers. I put out all colors. Green, I had the first colors was white and black. Right, then I put out green. I put out college cut green and white, burgundy and white, burgundy and athletic gold. Red and white, blue and gold, which was UM colors, Central State colors. You see what I'm saying? And like I heard, where them red and blue was at? And this '94. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, man. So I'm thinking about like, wow. And so, I had to, I got kind of scared of the response that I was getting from the shirts. And, we was rapping under this, Deep Six, brand, label name, group name, and I still own that copyright and everything. I got a DBA, sales tax number, all that stuff. But cause I really like to steal, and but yeah, and I made that. I built on that down from Tuskegee. So yeah, so yeah, man. So this how brothers claiming blood. You could go claim blood, don't even know it, wear red, and walk down the street and get killed by some beef you ain't had nothing to do about. Some beef 10 years old when you was 10, and now you 20 and getting killed because you didn't join something you don't understand that no one understands now, right? So so the Panthers took from Malcolm X, right? They say the Malcolm X fathered the Panthers, his spirit, his movement, his teachings, his lecturing, his speeches fathered the Panthers and all other militant groups, or I'm sorry, that all other pro-black and black protective groups was inspired, fathered by Malcolm X. Even I'm gonna give credit, even the Nation of Gods of Earth, because Father Allah was a student in Malcolm's temple in Harlem, right? And so, I'm gonna say, he got enlightened and just by being a student, and went off and built on his own, right? So, yeah, and he taught and see so the problem is the lack of good male role models. We shouldn't sag. They say sagging spelled backwards is niggas. So we should quit sagging. I think I told this story before. Sagging come from, the penitentiary, which indicates that you are a homosexual and you are down to have anal sex. That's what sagging mean. And it comes from the penitentiary. Sagging and bandana wearing around your head in a certain way, right? And wearing your shirt a certain way. But yeah, man. So yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. So man, if y'all do y'all research and look up the definition of cripping and blood, man, y'all gonna get a bad rap, man. is dissing your manhood, right? And Supreme Alphabet is F. Is F, A B C D E F. That's the that's the equality degree. So so they had, what's the equality degree in Supreme Alphabet? It's F. Your answer should be F. And what is F? F is father. What does that mean? To father means to take your cipher farther than you, right? Farther than you. So this is a build on manhood, on father, on the etymology of the word father, because you can spell father two different ways. You got father, farther, and further, right? So you're supposed to take your cipher, your family farther, and then they break it down, but I don't particularly like that when you got a wife or a woman, you're supposed to mean fat her, right? Fat her means to impregnate her. I don't particularly, I think that's the word broken down. Fat and her is father. And so you become a father when you impregnate a woman and make babies, or you adopt babies, or you adopt your family, or you take your sister kids, or your brother's kids, or your kids. You are a father. You be the godfather. And uncle is a father. Any man that is raising something or someone is a father. So the goal of your father is to raise your children, your cipher, farther than you. If you didn't get a high school diploma, you got to make sure your children get a college degree, PhD, MD, masters or better. If you did go to college and got a college degree, you got to make sure your children get a graduate degree, a PhD, MD, masters or better. If working for somebody and what it is, you got to make sure they get entrepreneurial knowledge and experience so they can build and be their own business people. You see what I'm saying? It's your job as a father to break this down for your family. To take them further than you. If you a record CEO, a multimillionaire through platinum and gold success, and your royalties and publishing ain't never gonna stop, but you ain't independent, it's your duty to make sure your children can manage their inheritance. That means they gotta get an MBA or a PhD in business, music license, music industry, masters in this, and it's really actual courses, master level courses on the entertainment industry, right? So you got to make sure your kids got some kind of knowledge that they not gonna live off you and always stay under you. That ain't a good father. They gonna resent you. They gonna be driving your cars or driving the car you bought them, but they ain't gonna know nothing, and they gonna resent you and hate you because they don't have the knowledge to compare with people they age that used to be their friend, because you didn't allow them to grow, wanting to take care of them because you have the means. They are never gonna appreciate that because they don't know what it's like to struggle or to, be their own man or woman at the age that they're a man and woman at. You see what I'm saying? So, you gotta take, you owe that. That's your responsibility to make sure your son and daughter become self-sustaining, self-sufficient, full grown men and full grown women. They gonna resent you if they the age that they full grown. They can't relate to people their age that they grew up around or with, they're gonna have a problem with you because you didn't do your duty and you had the means, you had the financial resources to make sure they got the best education. Right. So, so if we go off and we join gangs, man, somebody ain't doing their job. Grown man shouldn't be wanting to join no gang. You see what I'm saying? And so a grown man don't need nobody else to walk with. A grown man get up and go as a grown man, will carry himself and talk as a grown man and don't fear no police because you ain't done shit. That's ridiculous. If you ain't done shit, I stand there and talk to the police all day about it. I ain't done shit, don't know shit. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, y'all got to grow up. I mean, y'all got to grow out of that. That's kind of, that ain't life. It ain't life, man. Fake beef is whack. And so that ain't life. Faggoty Sent famous for starting shit to create attention, publicity. And I just had to tell a dude today that you don't have to do, if you sign a deal, whether it be if you sign an entertainment industry deal, whoever you sign with gonna do their duty, gonna do their job to make sure the project they got going on with you gonna be marketed to its audience, right? So why you gonna get some money from the white man and go beef and join a gang and fight black people, other black men and women? That's y'all the tools. The real freeway say y'all. They have weaponized the rap game, hip hop, and this is how they do it. They pay y'all, and now y'all gangsters, now y'all Crips and Bloods that want to go beef with other black people. You should be trying to get an education. You got a $2 million advance. You can go to school online, accredited UCLA, Stanford, Harvard, Princeton. See what I'm saying? Wayne State, UM online, DeVry online. It's just like going to class. It's just convenience. Online, accredited, it's classroom learning online. It just offer convenience than actually going to the actual class. Same teacher, same classmates. They just delivering a first class education online to you in your studio, bedroom, living room, wherever. Business, office, tour bus, airplane, wherever. You got a Wi-Fi internet connection. You go to school online. So it's no excuse no more. I'm not having no sympathy for brothers that, make this money but can't add, math, spell, barely read or write. I don't have no sympathy. You plan yourself. You say, oh, look, and so this is what you're willing to do, right? Instead of, you're not being forced into beef, and that white man, Ivan, don't want no gangster problems coming to his door, to his business. So he ain't no real gangster. So why you get money from him and go out like a gangster? You think he impressed? I'm not impressed by no fat all the beef Faggoty Sent can get. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by nobody getting record company money and beefing. Y'all ain't even independent. See, if you was independent, it'd be difficult. Y'all be really fighting for publicity, record sale, market share. But the record company gonna make sure y'all get all that. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Yeah. Oh man. This. They say this Urban Dictionary. I say the gangsters aren't courageous because they shoot from moving cars and often hit innocent victims and because they only fight when the odds are overwhelmingly in their favor. Also, they are not independent as they usually dress alike, act alike, and collectively do nothing creative, and are dependent on government assistance for most of their lives. The happiest person is a recovering gangster. This is what they said about the Crips. Man. Or LA gangs. They say the proof shows gangs with LA origins usually sprout up where lazy and where lazy and unchallenged youth live. Mm, mm, mm. Where lazy and unchallenged youth live. So that means, and I know exactly what this means because growing up West McNichols, on the west side, there was no playground, there was no basketball courts, nowhere, nowhere from there was no basketball court from Woodward, from Hamilton to Puritan, up to Livernois, over to West McNichols. There was no community neighborhood basketball courts that we could go to. So we had to sneak on the University of Detroit property, Callahan Hall, and play on the outside courts by their dorms or in the basement underneath the main stadium floor, right? And so and that floor was dusty. Sometimes they run us off, sometimes they let us stay, man. But we did have nowhere to hoop. Now the brothers like to play football up there. They middle school, Halley. Pick 'em up, fuck 'em up was played up there, but we prefer basketball. There was no place to hoop, no community center from Woodward to Puritan up to Livernois, and that's about a mile. That's about a mile. That's about 2 miles, 3 miles that way, 2 miles that way, and 3 miles back up, and a mile back down. You see what I'm saying? So in that city blocks, no place, and it was a college and a Jesu, my middle Catholic school. No basketball course, and it was Halley. No basketball course. Now I can't speak from 6 Mile to 7 Mile, but if I remember right, there was no neighborhood basketball course that we could go hoop. And so that unchallenged youth, which creates mischief. What they say, idle minds is the devil's workshop. Idle hands is the devil's workshop. Nothing to do. So brothers got off into crime, want to sell drugs, steal cars in high school, in 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. You see what I'm saying? So I understand, right? So, yeah, man. Yeah. So all I'm saying, man, y'all brothers need to chill, think about, the decisions y'all making, man. You see what I'm saying? I think, y'all been misinformed, man, about the D, about representing Detroit. See what I'm saying? That don't, that's from, that's really a California thing, and that don't make, and Detroit strong by itself. We got our own culture, and hip hop can, and the blue collar can't. I understand that, but how you get money, but we ain't supposed to adopt a subculture that lead to death or jail. That's all I'm saying. Lead to death or jail. And y'all strong, I didn't, y'all, in my opinion, I didn't need the Crip. Trick ain't need the Crip. Sada Baby ain't need the Blood, and 42 Dugg ain't need the Crip, man. That's all I'm saying. Y'all was strong by yourself. Y'all was gaining fame and attention through y'all talent, creativity by yourself. I don't think that boosted y'all. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, 7 Mile Brothers represent, 6 Mile Brothers clicked up represents what it is. You ain't got to be no Crip or Blood. Like I said, I ain't got no, you know, Suge know I ain't dissing the Bloods or the Crips. He know I don't gang bang. Nigga told me, you know, if you come to jail, you don't got to pick a side. You don't have to get down. I said, I ain't getting down, Suge. I'm black. He said, you going to drink with the, you know, so, you know, but I don't gang bang. I wasn't raised that way. You know, and I don't claim being meth. You know, Black Mountain Family, in my opinion, from what I can see right now, ain't no family. You know, this nigga meets forming gang. He throwing up gang sign, whatever the fuck that is, right? So I ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say, man. Damn, it's been an hour already. And you know, just back to that record stuff, man. If y'all gang banging in the music business, in the music industry, and y'all get killed, they profit from your death. You know, posthumous, you know, they got a sales, got a number. They didn't, you know, they done the numbers on posthumous record sale. Elvis did well, Tupac, Biggie, you know, so they don't care if y'all kill each other, man. Y'all and you know, they people that fund artists that get off and do that because you feel compelled. It's the best way to boost your fame, your publicity. It's crazy, you know. You setting yourself up for failure. You know that don't gang banging, blood and cripping don't lead nowhere but to jail or death. Cause you gonna run into beef, unnecessary beef. Like you can be from the D claiming Crip, go to St. Louis and meet some Bloods and be fighting cause y'all on different sides of the color. That's ridiculous. That ain't man. That ain't black. That is divided and conquer. They and the white man ain't start the Bloods and Crips. The white man been trying to stop y'all from doing that, but you know we self defeat ourselves. We divided and we gon' and we continuously being conquered by white people that think they helping us by funding us, and you know then we turn around and fight each other, put put money toward destroying each other instead of building, taking it's our money now, it's your money now, and building with each other. You see what I'm saying? And you know I didn't heard some white powerful record movie people say, you know, I'm gonna start telling how much money I done paid y'all, and y'all ain't, you know, building with y'all brothers and sisters. See what I'm saying? So, you know, man, black people gotta take responsibility for this. You know, we can, you know, I rather stop Jimmy Iovine from signing y'all, and Stars and Sony from signing y'all, Interscope from signing y'all. Y'all gonna beef and claim blood and Crip. That's ridiculous. You know, gotta be a better way. Better way, better way, yeah. You know, I was just bumping it. That's, you know, that's the first Pastor Troy, right? Wanna be a baller, shot caller, 20 inch blades on the Impala, caller again. So yeah, man, y'all, you know, y'all gotta wake up, man. You know, I ain't dissing. You know, if I'm banging on y'all, man, it's what it is. You know what I'm talking about? You know, this the D. You know, we ain't never blooded a set trip. You know, we was about Finkel Ave, Puritan Ave. You know, niggas from Linwood, NFL. You know what I'm talking about? Cheddar Boys and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Your YB, never know Bloods or Crips. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I could have been a Blood or a Crip. It's ridiculous, but I don't gangbang. So you know, and I met some other people in California, they don't gangbang. They told me, "Side, well, I got my people over there. They do this. I live out here." So, man. But no, man, it's, no, y'all got to wake up, man. It ain't gonna lead nowhere to be, but that's gonna kill any momentum and positivity that you try to bring. You see what I'm saying? So that's it, man. I hope this message reach y'all. Y'all discern me, search me, search that gang banging shit. Search it, discern it. Do the history on it. You know what I'm saying? Do the history on it. So that's it. I'm out. Peace.